Every video starts with me climbing into the set. All right, am I hot?
We're all both hot. Hot mic.
Hey, I got an idea, Dan.
What you got? Oh, okay. We got time out. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's nailed. Perfect. We will figure out that later.
Okay, so the second step of the process is what do you do with the clap?
So we're going to have to line up the clap. We're going to cut the clap out. So we're going to start in the pod now. Pod, hello, welcome. This is a Very Moody Sports Show. I'm Daniel Moody.
This is Zach Whittington, and we're stopping by.
Sean Payton, maybe Kevin James. I can't really tell. I really can't tell.
Or CJ Spiller.
I don't know. Number 28.
Tell me how many people you know with a CJ Spiller Saints jersey.
Not a lot.
So here's the thing. This is a great way to start the Upstate.
Update.
And because he's local, played. He's a Clemson boy. He's from Clearwater, Florida. Check me on that, Dan. I don't know if you have time to look up CJ Spiller's hometown while I ran for a second. But anyways, was he a first round pick? Was CJ Spiller a first round pick to the Bills way back when?
I feel like he was.
I don't know. Give me a CJ Spiller biography. But anyways, it would be common for you to have a CJ Spiller Bills jersey at the time. He had I think he had 2 1,000-yard seasons right there back-to-back for the Bills. But really, he signed with the Saints. I think it was a 2-year deal. Caught balls out of the backfield. Mark Ingram was there. I was always salty at Mark Ingram because not only did Mark Ingram get the Heisman that I thought CJ should have ranked higher for, and he had...
Round 1, number 9, top 10 pick.
Yeah, dude.
Solid.
Wow.
Very solid.
CJ.
And let's see here.
Where's he from? Florida. He's from Florida. I
know. Born Lake Butler, Florida. Very close.
Butler. I said Clearwater.
It works.
It
Counts.
happens.
All right.
It happens. But anyways, he would catch balls out of the backfield, but Mark Ingram was really the starting back. So Mark Ingram took the carries, but that playoff game, Drew Brees hit C.J. Spiller on that screen route for like 78 yards. First play of overtime, eliminated the other team. Don't ask me who the other team was.
That solid. I mean, listen, C.J. Spiller, solid.
Saints jersey,
great.
I got cussed out. I got cussed out in Columbia, South Carolina, a Clemson Carolina game. Might not have been a Clemson Carolina game. I might just been in Columbia for a weekend there. But anyways, I was walking around with this black CJ Spiller's jersey. So, also, I didn't know much about the Saints at the time. This is a whole fiasco, this jersey, dude. So, didn't know much about the Saints at the time. I'm a young college student walking around in Columbia, half lit, which, it can be hostile. But
rowdy.
People walk up to me and just be like, who dat? And I was like, what? They were like, who dat? And I was like, what? Who dat? And I was like, oh, I'm just a CJ Spiller fan. And they said, fuck you. And then
Market maybe no
what?
Nothing.
Yeah, but anyways, I got flicked off, and then later in the day I was walking by myself through the fairgrounds, and there was a group of guys behind me, and they were like, I could hear them talking, and they read my jersey, and they were like, wait, that's CJ Spiller. F this guy.
Yeah, dude.
And then the worst was the second time that I was sitting down outside the stadium, Williams-Brice. I was alone. I always end up alone in Columbia. I hate Columbia. But sitting outside the stadium, this family walks up. It's a husband and wife holding like 2 little kids' hands. And they do the same thing. And I forgot from earlier. They say, who dat? And I forgot. And they say, who dat? And I was like, I'm not a Saints
just
fan.
Just a Spiller fan.
I'm not a Saints fan. And they're like, why are you wearing a jersey? And I was like, CJ Spiller. And then I literally got another FU from a family.
So mom, dad, and a couple kids swift FU to the face.
But I'm that guy wearing I'm wearing Clemson stuff in USC.
You're in enemy territory. Listen, this is like
Met Darius Rucker that day.
Andy told me actually here recently that he was wearing the CJ Spiller. I think he had a Buffalo's Spiller jersey or shirt, something of that nature.
A white Spiller jersey. I don't know if that's the one you have, Andy, but it's fire.
And he said that they were talking trash to him about the Bills. And he goes, I'm not a Bills fan, man. I'm just a Spiller fan. It's like
NFL though. It's
very
a little
casual.
NFL's pretty nasty, dude. NFL's nasty.
Me and Andy were talking about that. A lot of, as far as branding, logos, jerseys, most pro teams have pretty much nailed out. Will really look good overall. But especially the NFL. The NFL really does have a good good set of team brands, logos, colors.
The Commanders?
Schemes. The Commanders, I think I commented saying the Commanders was going to be the weakest. Pelicans, the weakest in the NBA, man.
But when they're winning, is it hype?
No, it don't matter.
Hype?
Bro, the Pelicans is a terrible mascot. It's a terrible color scheme. It's like an off gold weird color with a red.
It is a bunch of neutral colors.
It's very, very mint.
It's like navy blue,
no
gold,
offense to the Pelicans. Y'all are making
red.
a great run. Obviously, I can't talk crap because of my Hawks getting knocked out of the playoffs last night. Unfortunately, that's going to be something we're going to talk about. I say we do it in a minute, but yeah, no offense to the Pelicans, but you got crappy logo colors. It's not fun. Get a better scheme. Update it.
The Jazz should move back.
Go back to the old.
I mean, that's not going to happen. Utah Jazz, they were too good with Stockton Malone.
See, I like throwbacks.
You know what was disappointing for me, just real quick? That Malone's canceled, and don't get to enjoy the mailman as much because Malone's canceled. But number 3 leading scorer now. So he's right behind Kareem, which was, I think, LeBron passed the mailman just now.
Yes.
So LeBron's in second place going
Yep.
for Kareem. But that means mailman's third. It's more points than Michael. It's more points than Kobe.
Mailman for Daniel is absolutely Stetson Bennett. That's the mailman.
His name's the mailman?
He's the nickname mailman. Wore the mail hat to
He's
all
back?
his, Stetson? Yeah, he's back. We're going to be fine. Listen.
This is Upstate update,
Upstate
right?
update.
This is so we can talk Georgia football.
Yeah, we can talk a little Georgia football. Listen, people are low down on the dog saying we are not coming back. I'm just going to let you know. Y'all
Low
are
down.
sleeping. That offense has nothing but weapons. Everybody's going to be good. Stetson's going to be balling. That defense is going to be fine. Nolan Smith played, as I said, the G-Day game with a natty ring on because spring game.
Oh.
A-Day is Alabama
I did not know y'all called it
G-Day. G-Day, baby.
Oh, my God. That's the most Georgia thing I've heard today.
It's I think all the SEC schools do that, like A-Days for Alabama. But anyways, yeah.
You remember when does
Dogs.
the SEC do this every year? So the one thing that maybe I'm envious of a Clemson fan versus a South Carolina fan is
Noted.
maybe.
Maybe.
And Nike's still better. Y'all, they have the Under Armour sponsorship, and they drop some cool polos and stuff. But do they still do that where, every SEC team has the same polo dropped, every year? This was a thing a few years back because they had, the static, the camo polos. They got some cool gear.
I feel like they do. They
SEC.
drop a lot of stuff, but every year I feel like I see the new Georgia shoe that's come out. It's like
Clemson drops a shoe. I've never ordered it.
I've never ordered it. They look cool, but I've never ordered it. But it's there's always.
I just
the new
don't order
stuff.
a Nike running shoe anymore. That's just not my vibe.
I'm not running a lot.
And they're always $150.
They're expensive, very expensive.
Not doing it.
And it's also it's very specific to what you can wear with. It's
You're saying red and
color.
black, bro.
Yeah, I know that's fair.
Orange and purple.
But orange and purple. It's if you're a Clemson fan,
I have
what
to
do
wear
I
Clemson.
wear?
I'm wearing a Clemson shirt. That's what's happening.
That's it. That or some orange pants or something,
which is
just
totally
wildly
fine. Which is fine.
Sure. 8 minutes in. So guys,
it's funny thinking.
Upstate update.
It's funny thinking that my closet. I adore the colors orange and purple. If I wasn't a Clemson fan, I probably
think
wouldn't
they're
like
fine colors. They're fine. Now the orange. Listen, I'm gonna be honest.
it used to be red on TV.
It's really the Tennessee thing.
But
orange
here's the
is
thing.
really gaudy, guys. Let's be honest. It's pretty gaudy.
Tennessee's is I don't know what they call it, but if there was a periwinkle orange, if there was a cream puff orange, that's what they have. It's a cream puff color.
It's tough, man.
We have a tough tiger
And then
color.
to see the Florida orange, they get those orange unis out. I'm like, yeah.
Don't know. I think Florida blue tops, white bottoms. That's what I think when I think Florida Gators.
I just think, I don't like them. I don't like them anyways. Atlanta Hawks, man. Unfortunate.
I mean, you saw it coming, bro.
Zach, we won game 3, and I really, really felt good. And then we completely blew game 4.
Gentleman sweep.
I will say, at least we're not swept out like some other notable Eastern Conference teams. But anyways, we'll get to that later in the national news. But yeah, man, the Hawks, I felt bad for Trey and like he's gonna get roasted. He's the star of the team, like he's the number one guy, so like he's going to get the brunt of the force. But like this entire series is not some like, and it's so frustrating, Zach. I don't know how you feel about Heat fans and the culture idea of Miami. With you being a Hornets fan, so you're in the East, it's annoying. It's annoying, okay? So it's annoying that they walk around with Strus and Gabe Vincent and Caleb Martin. I get they're dudes that are going off right now, but like they march around with them as if they've discovered some magic thing they do that makes these terrible guys good players. I'm like, no, they're just good players that are actually decent, that are just going off right now. Same premise as the Hawks did last year with Gallo, Herder, Bogdan, Capella, the exact same roster we have this year, went off last year, just happened to be hitting shots, and we made a run in the Eastern Conference. It's literally what happened, and we going to preach and praise that like every person on the Heat roster is better than every person minus Trey on the Atlanta Hawks. I hate it. It's annoying. I hate that narrative with the Heat.
You're not going to beat Giannis.
No, we're not. We weren't going to like.
I'm saying the Heat. I'm saying the Heat. I mean,
the Heat have a really good defense.
It's cute and
I
all,
will
man.
say you're right. Now, if Butler and Lowry are healthy in these next playoff round series, because like they were out this past game, and so you did have, the Hawks should have been able to win when they don't have Butler and Lowry. But if they're healthy, they have a good chance because I think Butler gives you that scoring ability, Lowry gives you that scoring ability. But also they're great at defense, man. They're fantastic at defense. I will admit it. They're probably the best team at defense. Now the Celtics have a pretty good defense, but yeah, I think in the long run the Heat could win the NBA Finals, but it comes down to how healthy is Butler. Because if you ain't got Butler, you're not going to go beat Giannis, as you said. You're not going to go beat the Celtics. So I mean, it's like I think I said this last pod, or I say pod video. Exclusive content drop. But the Heat, I mean, they go like 9-10 deep with names, dude. I mean, they act like it's nobodies for their second half of their roster. It's not. These guys have had minutes for years now. And like, I mean, Strus is like 6 foot what? 7 or 9, like something like that. Like, and he hit threes. He's primarily playing defense on Trey.
And no one's guarding him. He's getting the third, fourth best defender on the floor at the time. Like, I understand that you're deep, bro, and you have one of the best coaches, supposedly. I mean, obviously the team's good. You got a great organization, but I don't care about the Heat, man. I mean, they're going to lose. I mean, they're just not going to be able to do it in crunch time. Like, they've had their best chances already. Tyler Hero's not going to play any better than he's played in the past in the finals. Like, I'm telling you, it's especially when you're going against the Western Conference team that is making it to the finals. They're going to be great, whoever it is. So...
And I will say, too, obviously it's not something you want to do as a losing team is talk about the refs. But, dude, that last foul to get DeAndre Hunter, who is having the game of his life in a must-win, 35 points.
But you're down 3-1, bro. I mean, it's...
But he gets his 6th foul on a ticky-tack little foul because it's P.J. Tucker laying on the ground bitching and moaning because he wants his foul and he's going to get it. I hate P.J. Tucker. I hate him so much.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the flopping. There's like notorious
flopping
guys.
Is so annoying.
And there hasn't been any flopping fines.
No
like
flopping call. Like, there's literally you can call a foul in the NBA for flopping. Like, to stop them from flopping mid-game, like you can do it, and they didn't do it. DeAndre Hunter gets literally held by Marcus Morris on the sideline, like he goes out of bounds.
I saw that.
He gets held, like hugged.
Technical foul, though.
Technical
right?
foul. They give him shots, but Marcus Morris stays in the game. I'm like, bro, throw that man out. He literally just interfered in action of game as a non-participant. Like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Get out. That's ridiculous. It's just so frustrating to me.
Speaking about getting out, what do you think about Clemson getting DJ out of the starting lineup?
I mean, listen, I'm not a Clemson fan. I didn't really.
You're a Georgia fan. Give me a non-biased.
But
opinion.
Listen.
He threw for 9 touchdowns and 10 interceptions last year.
I am just
2,000
not
yards.
a believer that DJ was the only reason that offense was a problem. I think your offensive line was a problem.
But what happened to quarterbacks in college that are better than their offensive line?
I think people getting injured was a problem, like Shipley being out. Offense, like receiver-wise, y'all had a lot of young guys trying to do stuff. Like, I think it was just a recipe for failure overall.
And we still went like 10-2.
You still went 10-2. I don't think it's a DJ's out now. Like, now if you go, 1-1 in the first 2 games, now we're talking a conversation of what's going on because maybe there's an issue with DJ there. But like, yeah, man, y'all can come out game 1. Who y'all got game 1? Y'all play. Don't
ask me.
Y'all
but
playing
I just looked it up.
Thursday. I think it's like
I think it's an easy start. I want to
feel like it's an ACC game.
I mean, I don't have my phone
to open the season, but y'all are.
Don't put me on blast like that ever again, Daniel. As a Clemson fan, please.
Y'all can potentially just drop a 35-40 burger.
I want to say it's like Louisville. I want to say it's like Georgia Tech, Louisville.
Georgia Tech, because it's just y'all started Georgia Tech a couple years ago. I think it is Georgia Tech.
It's pretty easy 3 first games, I thought.
But yeah, so that's my thing is like if y'all struggle in those first 3 games or y'all lose one of the first 3 games and your question is on the offensive side. Now, if y'all are losing close games because the defense is struggling to get stops because suddenly the defense isn't as experienced or something, that's a little different. But if it's down to the offense, you're like, yeah, this is DJ issue. Then yes, but I don't think after a spring game, Zach, Stetson Bennett had a worse spring game than Carson Beck for the Dogs, but Stetson ain't lose his job.
You mean a G-Day, bro?
A G-Day, exactly.
You mean he had a better G-Day?
My G-Day, man. I missed it. It was unfortunate. It was in Raleigh, but it was a good time.
Yeah, man. I'm getting to, I didn't even know. I'm wrapped up in the NBA. The spring game was like Charlotte was still in the playoffs, so I kind of missed it. But, man, I cannot wait. Speaking of Clemson players and defense and losing talent, first round pick, supposedly, Andrew Booth Jr.
Booth?
They're saying probably mid, late first.
Yeah, actually, I feel like he could go like mid. Probably is fair because he's probably like the second or third best.
He's had some dramatic
cornerback.
interceptions.
Obviously you got Sauce Gardner from Cincinnati. He's going to be your number one cornerback. Is it crazy? The stat I heard is in his entire career, or maybe it was just last year, didn't give up more than 13 receiving yards on a play.
All right.
And I was like, Jesus, that's insanity. No touchdowns allowed last year as a cornerback. But yeah, Andrew Booth, definitely going to be a top first round pick for sure. I don't know if Clemson has any other guys.
How do you feel about the word cornerback? So it's so hard to say and differentiate from quarterback.
Yeah. I like DB.
You could call it D. That's a good.
I like DB, but I don't want to say specialize to corner. Exactly. Though. So like that's the problem. Like when you say DB, suddenly I'm like, is it a safety?
So here's the thing: do we like old school football where there was more backs? Like there was a quarterback, there was a tailback, there was a halfback, there was a fullback. There's a running back.
See, I didn't like that because I was so confused. At what point am I supposed to pull out my halfback versus my running back? Because both of them are running the ball, and I don't understand.
Well, here's the thing.
Too much pressure.
All halfbacks are running backs, but not all running backs are halfbacks.
So it's like squares and rectangles.
But they're people. Yes.
But they're people. Yeah, exactly.
I think so. Yeah.
Or a position. Either way you want to call it.
But a tailback.
A tailback, I'm like, what does that mean?
A tailback's also a running back, but it's not necessarily a halfback.
So does a scat back, is he his own? Is he his own back? Or
a scat back, is kind of out to the side. You get him in motion more so. Scat back is definitely...
But like I feel like scat back is just like a subcategory of the tailback. The tailback seems like the more elusive of the running back, halfback, fullback, tailback.
I think tailback and running back are synonymous. I think they're just words for guys who are in the backfield that run the ball. Halfback is just a guy who's straight behind the line. I mean, obviously a wingback's on the wing over here. Fullback, we know what they do.
Fullback hand in the dirt behind the quarterback.
They could be lined up power eye. They can line up out to the side.
In the backfield.
And then you said scat back. What scat back is really, to me, it's a smaller guy. He's quick. He's running in motion. You're pitching the ball to him. You're trying to get him outside. But a scat back can also be a wide receiver. A wide receiver can be coming to the backfield to play scat back, and you're not necessarily going to run your halfback or your tailback at a scat back because he's probably not built for it. He could be like Leonard Fournette. I mean, Leonard Fournette could probably play scat back, but I mean like give me a big meaty running back.
My suggestion for example of current scat backs potential.
You got a top 5 list?
Not a full top 5.
That's a hard list.
I really just got you the number 1.
Who?
Because he's going to break it down.
Who?
There's nobody better. Debo, he's the number 1. He
you said scat back?
Scat back, man. The man's demanding a paycheck as a receiver and a running back. That's a scat back if I've ever heard it.
In today's world, is it called a flex? Is flex the modern day scat back? Because they kind of fit that role. It's that wide receiver.
He's a flex, but like a flex could be like you could flip tight end be a tight end flex, but at the same time,
is Debo too big of a main piece to be a scat back, or is he such a good scat back that he's a main piece?
I think he's such a good scat back. He's main piece because if you think about it,
so is he a failed wide receiver?
When you're thinking about Debo in the NFL so far, his breakout seasons really came when he was getting like like you said, screens. Little pitch plays, shovel passes, stuff like that. When he's getting stuff like that, that's when his game opened up, and then he became. You
played Carolina. They didn't do this with Debo in college.
No, he was a
wide receiver.
But at the same time, is Debo Samuel in college? Like he's just gonna I'm gonna put him out of my X because he's gonna go burn their best corner, and I'm gonna have a wide open Debo. Like that's the thought process.
Run the fade.
It's literally that simple. Like. NFL is a little more complex, but like people try to make it college football complex. I'm like, no, dude, it's for the dogs coming this year. We got dudes that are really good at tight end. It's hard to cover tight ends. You know what we should do? Throw the ball to 300 times to the tight ends because it's probably going to work. It's just probably going to work. Like
tight end sometimes plays wingback or no? Tight end definitely plays fullback sometimes.
Tight ends in nowadays NFL or any football in general play everywhere. Like
usually your backup fullback is a tight end.
You'll see tight ends lined up in your X spot. You see tight ends lined up in the slot. You'll see tight ends lined up in a little wing behind the quarterback off to the side of the running back. You see tight ends everywhere, man. Just because they're such a dynamic threat, and the more you cause confusion with your tight end, the more likely they're going to get open. And like the more likely you're going to have your tight end, who's a massive dude, but also good at running, playing against a middle linebacker who's not good at running and is a big dude, so he's slow. And so, bam, you got it.
I used to want to play tight end so bad.
Zach, you would have been a great tight end.
Nope.
I would have put, man.
I do got hands, bro.
I would have put you at tight end, and we would have run 10-yard comeback routes with you right there. And you know what? I would look at my quarterback and say, if you don't throw it to him 5 times a game at least, you're benched, bud. That's just how it is. Because that's going to be...
We need to add Dolphin
That's
sounds.
50 yards. We just got 50 yards.
Dude, just hit me over the middle. I'll truck tick some safety.
Yeah. Like it's very
I'm
simplistic.
6'1". I used to be tall for a tight end. I used to be... Dude. I went
for some reason.
Oh, my bad. I went to jiu-jitsu Monday, dude. And so I'm a 1-stripe white. I need to keep going, get my game up, and hopefully get some promotions here. But there was this white belt with no stripes, and he's a sheriff. He was 6'6", 345. And the thing is, in jiu-jitsu, if you're a big guy, people act like it's such a big deal to roll with you. So I just kind of walked up to him and I was like, hey, man, I got you today. Let's do it.
If we're going to be perfect.
I was like, dude, he was big.
Big guy.
And it was cool. Dude, I was like flipping him over I forgot the initial point because, I know what it was. So tall tight ends 6'1" used to be tall for a tight end. Okay, yeah. It used to be like, all right, he's really just blocking. We may throw it to him once a game in the end zone. That's it.
Exactly.
But then nowadays, it's like power forward now play football, and they're like 6'6", 6'7".
Exactly.
And
everybody's gotten bigger. The linemen are now 7 foot and stuff.
Yeah, but anyways, I was going against this guy jiu-jitsu. He's 6'6", 345, and he swore to me I was like 6'3". I was like, bro, I am 6 foot and 3/4 inch. I'm not a full 6'1", but I was like, hey man, you're a big guy telling me I'm a 6'3". Thanks, but I'm not.
That's not what it is.
I am short for a tight end nowadays.
You're a big guy to me, Zach. I'm a little guy, so it's not, but Zach, we've 25 minutes into the Upstate update, And we have not talked about Greenville Triumph because in reality, it really is just trying to fight off the depression, the sadness.
That was a tough one.
It was a tough loss, man. We lost to Charlotte. It's okay. That was slightly expected. But then I don't know if it was hangover coming off of that. The team didn't really seem tired. They ran well. Like everybody was, it was normal starting lineup, same one we had against Charlotte. So I don't know if people were really tired overall. I think there may have been a little fatigue somewhat maybe. But overall, I think a major factor, Evan Lee out because of a red card against NCFC. And so I don't know if that was the exact issue, but you give up 2 goals, you don't score, you give up a goal in the first 10 minutes. And then you can't really get back and equalize it, and they score a second goal towards the end of the first half.
That header was tough.
Triumph. Lose again. Bottom of the table right now for the USL League One. Not ideal.
You said bottom of the table.
Bottom of the table. We are sitting last place.
Is table a word for standings?
The standings is table.
Is that a soccer word for table?
I mean, listen. If you're in soccer, if you're in the NHL,
wrestling,
anytime you're doing point systems,
and you go through a table, it's not
a table, not that type of table. But you got your standings, the table. You go to your table, it tells you where.
Oh, you're saying table like a
graph,
a box
score, if you will. But yes, the Triumph, 1 point. 3 matches, 1 point. Whew. 2 home matches, so that's really not ideal. You really got to be getting points off that home matches. Currently, first spot, Richmond Kickers, also tied with Chattanooga Red Wolves, who the Triumph will be hosting Friday night, 7 p.m.
You think
the Legacy Charter be
You know any updates on their stadium? It'd be cool to go back up there, honestly.
Oh, yeah. So me and Andy actually were talking about potentially doing another Chattanooga trip.
That was
potentially
a fun little trip.
Tormenta trip to Statesboro. Tormenta we just lost to. So hopefully,
hey man, it's about the experience.
Listen, it's a long season too. We got a lot of time. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Richmond, Red Wolves, Chattanooga tied 7-7, both in points for first and second place. Union at 5 points. Tormenta with the win gets up to 4 points. They're going to be in 4th place, and then Charlotte, Independence, and then Fuego to round it out 5 and 6. Everybody's sort of muddling around with 4, 3, 5 points, and then there's the Triumph just dragging along with our 1 point. We got to start getting some wins. We got to start putting some stuff together. Jake and Lebovitz, we really need somebody to start finding goals. But it's a long season. It's going to be tough. It's going to be
really tough if you keep losing games.
I think there's going to be a lot of growing pains with this team, but it's
growing pains.
It's the same premise as if you go back to like that first year of the Triumph. We were not great the first half of the season. And then we started getting 1-0 wins, 1-1 draws, and we just sort of made a run to the playoffs. And that may be what we have to do this year with this team because I think goals may be hard to come by. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Long season. Please, Triumph, get that win against the Red Wolves. We need it. And also, if we can knock the Red Wolves down a peg, that would be cool too. Last year, Triumph played really well against the Red Wolves most of the time. Tormenta, we did struggle with every single time we played them. We lost, I think, 3 times. We won 1 game on the road, 1-0. Really struggled with Tormenta last year. So to start out with the loss against Tormenta, it's not too, it really just would have been better if it was 1-0. It feels a little better, but you give up that crap goal in the first 10 minutes.
Not an ideal start to the season, but build the chemistry.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll see you.
I think that's it on the Upstate update. The Upstate update.